Henk Koort worked as head mechanic at Brunsum military base for more than 20 years. He was always proud of his work.
Here in number 12, and over there, in both garages, I did lots of work. They were my favorite places to work. Seeing them so empty now cuts me to the bone. Back then, there was so much going on here. It was fantastic.
Henk shows us photographs taken in the 1990s. He and his colleagues were repairing U.S. Army tanks, most coming directly from the Gulf War. They repainted them, gave them complete mechanical overhauls, and changed the filters. The Dutch Defense Ministry took over the contract for the job from the Americans.
It all started with the tanks that came from the first Gulf War. I had inflammation of the joints, trouble with my nails, and I was tired. They were all weird things that weren't right. And after working there for a while, all my hair fell out.
Today, Henk is seriously ill. 5 years ago, he was diagnosed with cancer of the esophagus. His fingernails have disappeared. When he goes to bed, he has to put on plastic gloves to prevent injury to his fingers. He's sure his illness was caused by his job. He took photos the last time he was on the base, 2 years ago. His workplaces were marked with warning signs. Henk suspects hexavalent chromium, or chromium-6, is what made him ill. It's a highly toxic heavy metal used in rust-preventing paints, including on tanks.
Chromium-6 is a specific chromium compound and is known to cause cancer in humans. They've known for quite a long time that inhaling hexavalent chromium compounds can cause lung cancer.
And other types of cancer as well. Chromium-6 paints are still used today, however, including in aviation. Now in the Netherlands, sensitive documents have surfaced, apparently showing that measurements taken 15 years ago already indicated that levels of the substance in Henk's workplace were dangerously high. Henk's lawyer, who's now representing dozens of clients like Henk, says the Dutch Defense Ministry is to blame.
The concentrations found there were life-threatening. And people told me no protective measures were taken. That means the Defense Ministry knew the work was very dangerous for 14 years. But they did nothing.
The ministry isn't commenting at the moment. The garages have been closed. And the ministry has approved ex gratia payments ranging from 3,000 to 15,000 euros, though it has not admitted liability. Tony Lammers has copies of the documents. He shows us that the concentrations are much higher than safe legal limits.
This is the Brunsum site, and you can see it right here. The chromium-6 values are 823 milligrams per kilo on the office side. That's far, far, far too high.
Tony is also seriously ill. His immune system has stopped working. He says his body is raging with inflammation. Sometimes the pain is unbearable. His drugs fill an entire cabinet shelf. Powerful painkillers are among them.
I'm not angry, just boundlessly disappointed that some people can do this to others. I was like a little wooden puppet to them. A number. We were nothing more than that.
The public pressure unleashed by the people who've become ill is having an effect. The Dutch Defense Ministry has commissioned a group of experts to investigate if compensation should be paid. Henk says he'll keep fighting as long as he can.